Hey, what's going on, guys? Xbox on the channel, host Sega Forever. Just wanted to do this quick video, man. I just wanted to rant a little bit about the news concerning the Indiana Jones game that we'll be getting later this year. It'll be day one in Game Pass. Um, but I'm pretty sure you guys know, like I do. Yesterday, they had a big reveal that the game was actually going to go to the PS5. Um, they're launching on their console as well. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Just wanted to make sure this is working. Oh, it's working. Good. Um, And so Indiana Jones will be also releasing on the PS5. Now I've gone back and forth with guys online about whether the game was coming over to other consoles or not. And with confidence, man, I said to a lot of people that that it wasn't coming to PS5. And one of the reasons why I said that, even though Xbox has taken some of their other games over to PlayStation, I won't name the four games. They all know who they are. Um, Even though they said they did that, Phil Spencer specifically said, right, that he was not going to bring both Starfield and Indiana Jones to the PlayStation 5 console when he was asked. And he said that specifically had tip to Unlimited Productions. He did a good video the other day talking about it. In fact, the way Unlimited does his videos, man, highly recommend you guys go check it out. He actually took the clip of Phil saying that, so there's nobody that can say like he did not say that or not. Phil said what he did, and the announcement was made at Games Night of all of all the events, dude. I've heard other people rant about this as well. You guys know how I feel about Jeff Keighley. You guys know how I feel about Sony. You guys know how we are on this channel. Dude, we bleed green. Dude, we Xbox all in. That's why the name of my channel is the way it is, dude. I do not watch any of Jeff Keighley stuff. In fact, I don't have to because a lot of people, when I'm on social media, they'll share it. And I'm not gonna lie, dude. It kind of caught me off guard, right? Because I remember when Phil said that, dude. So when I saw that announcement, it threw me off a little bit, right? Because basically it's saying that Phil Spencer lied, which he did. And again, shout out to Unlimited, man. He did a great video. Go check it out where he shared the clip, so you can't deny it, right? That Phil said what he said because he did. Now with that being said, dude, I wasn't able to do a video, which is probably pretty good, man, because I was a little bit heated. I'm not gonna lie, just because I don't like being lied to. That's one of my pet peeves, dude. Hey, what's up, Tool Man? Dude, Tool Man, I'll just right now, dude. That title is kind of facetious. Phil Spencer lied, Xbox guys. Well, the first part of this video, we'll get the lying part out of the way. But I think, look, dude, this is an Xbox channel. It'll always be an Xbox channel, dude. I'm always going to be on Xbox, dude. The only way that I'll stop playing Xbox is if they stop making consoles. And then I'm forced to either go mobile, PC, or play on my Samsung TV. And I don't see that happening, especially where I live, dude. But I foresee that's not going to happen for a while. So, again, I'm doing like what everybody else does on YouTube and in the gaming media. They put like a spicy title like that so everybody can come in, right? But I mean, don't worry, dude. We're gonna give Phil this work in the opening of the video. But I did see the interview with Phil Spencer and on Xbox On. If you guys don't, man, if you guys are Xboxes, that's the media you should be following. Don't be following all these other people. Okay. But Xbox On did a great interview with Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond. It's good to see both of them. It was good to see Sarah, right? Especially, she's still putting in that work, and we'll talk about that interview because I think it speaks volumes to what I'm going to talk about on this video today. But I mean, look, dude, I gotta call a spade a spade. Yeah, you watched it too, man. Yeah, Tillman said I watched the interview too. Yeah, dude, it was good, man. I liked it. Actually, I'm not gonna lie, man. Spoiler alert, guys. I really liked the interview. I highly recommend if you plan to stick with Xbox, you go and watch that interview. A lot of stuff was said kind of in between the lines, man. You kind of got to read in between, but I like some of the stuff Phil said. And again, we'll talk about that. But like, I gotta give Phil this work, dude. Look, Phil, man, I'm just be 100% with you right now, dude. Don't lie, right? I understand you're under a lot of pressure. I understand that there's a lot that comes. There's a lot of grief that comes with being the head of Xbox games, dude. I don't. I understand. I understand, man. Your back was against the wall. You're constantly being drilled by these people in the media, by people on by fanboys on the other consoles, by other gamers on other consoles, right? And that you are concerned about the Xbox guys. But at the end of the day, dude, if you can't guarantee it, don't say it, right? Don't lie, dude. Don't be a politician, bro. Nobody likes politicians. There's a reason why like people places like Congress or bodies of politics like Congress has like a less than 20% rating of favorability. Okay, don't do that, bro. Don't. That's my advice to you. Just be honest, Right? Just be honest, because the people who rock out with you, like myself, or who rock out with the system, who actually buy my games, participate in the ecosystem, pay up monthly. I don't do what other people do, but I even put in on Game Pass. And the way that you guys are doing the Bing, I'm gonna be putting on it twice. One for me, one for my kid. Right? But it's a worthy system, man. I mean, it's a worthy service. I have no problem doing that. And plus, you guys get back so much, man. It works out in the long run. Dude. But I try and support you guys, the console and the system, man. The only thing I ask from you personally, dude, that you don't have to lie to me, man. There's reasons why I'm on the console, regardless of everything that goes on. If you knew that Indy was going to be a possibility, you just should have been honest from the jump, right? You shouldn't have said what you did, dude. Just being honest with you, man. I love you, bro. I still look, dude. You're still the man, right? And I'll talk about that a little bit in the video, dude. I'm not gonna get my pitchfork and torches and tiki torch and try and take you out, man. I know there's other people that are disappointed in you. I wouldn't go that far either, dude. I'm just being honest, dude. I just speak my truth. They just don't lie. Just be honest with us. Because here's the thing, man. I don't know if you understand this. I understand you're a nice guy, bro. But there's just people in this gaming community and in this industry that just don't like you and just don't like Xbox. And no matter what you guys do, they'll always hate you, dude. They're a minority of people, I will say that, but they're very vocal minority, right? And they're very loud, right? This is why, for me, man, if I was you, just letting you know, I know you're in the industry, I know you're the head of Xbox, I know you got to work relationships and all this kind of stuff, man. But stop messing with these dudes, man. They don't like your company, dude. They don't like your brand, right? They don't like you. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. The same thing with Japan, dude. I know you keep on stretching your hand to Japan. I've appreciated the bridges and the connections you made, right? But at the end of the day, man, I mean, you know, they don't like you like that, right? So, look, man, this all aside, man, and I'm pretty sure you understand what was going to happen. Like I said, I saw the interview you did at Xbox on, which was a great interview, by the way, man. The way you guys handled that, kudos to that. Dude, but at the end of the day, dude, you kind of sidestepped that. But there's guys like myself, Unlimited Productions. He-Bot did a great video as well. I didn't get a chance to see Tuck. I think Tuck did one. But there's just guys on this in our community, man. Dude, you can't do that, bro. You just can't. I want to call you on that. I understand back against the wall, possibly. I understand you got to deal with Bethesda. They're kind of their own entity, right? And I know you guys have some, Pete Hines. There's reason why Pete Hines left. I'm not going to get into all the conspiracy stuff, dude. People have a lot of different opinions. I have my own, and I'll talk about that on my channel. But the bottom line, dude, is just don't. From now on, man, just because, and then from now on, dude, because what it forces me to do as an Xbox guy, I do the Bleeds Green, a guy who actually supports your system, your games, and all the stuff that you guys do. What it forces me to do is just to go the nuclear option and just believe everything's coming over to PS5. I have to assume that because of this, because of what you did. Yeah, I just can't take your word for it anymore. Right? And then furthermore, by some of the stuff that you're saying, which I do, which I do understand. And then again, to point of reference, it's something that I talk about on my channel regarding the economy. And I know that stuff is squeezing you guys, right? So we'll talk about that as well. Hey, what's up, Cygnus? Yes, so yeah, dude. Gotta be honest. I try to keep it 100 on this channel, dude. Even though I bleed green, man, and I have to get that off my chest, dude. That just bugs me, man. Talking around stuff, being business minded. When you do, I get it. I understand all that stuff, dude. I've been on this earth for a long time. I understand how things work. But again, dude, just no blatant lies, man. Just don't do that. I can't back you on that, dude, and it actually pisses me off, if I'm being honest. Like I said, man, still respect you, dude. I mean, dude, I put you right up there, with all the stuff that you've been doing with Xbox, man. For all the negatives you have, and this is a big negative for me, dude. You've done a lot more positive, dude. You turned this company around, dude. I don't want to jump in with my brothers to say that you're being held to. Like they got a gun to your head and forcing you to do the things that you do. I understand. I think you have a lot more command of Xbox than some of my brethren think you do. That you do. I honestly do believe you do that, but I also understand that again. I talk about the economy a lot on my channel, man. I know you guys got to make there's miles of stones and stuff like that. I know you guys got your performance. You guys got to get it all on the wraps, dude. You got a lot of stress with these companies and these studios that you own, man. You got to perform. especially again in this economy. And again, I'll touch on it more deeply. But my advice to you, dude, just be honest from now on, or you can kind of speak around stuff like you do or you've done before. I'd rather you do that because I have an understanding of what you're saying, and the people that actually follow you, that support the console, that buy your games, that support the brand and the studios, all of that stuff, dude, they understand, right? Stop messing with this gaming media. I like what you guys are doing in Xbox, doing stuff on your own. I think that's a better plan for you guys to do that instead of having to deal with these other people in both the media and other fans, right? Because like I said, these guys do not like you, no matter what you do. So damned if you do, damned if you don't. But dude, you lied. I don't know what else to tell you, brother. You lied. So, Two-Man says Phil said in the interview not too far back that he sees the next 10 years seeing exclusivity becoming more of a rare thing. Yeah, and he has a point. And in the interview he kind of mentioned that in the interview, dude. I mean, look, the way I look at it, dude, I don't think they're do away. Look, I'm not a gloom and doomer, dude. Like as far as Xbox is concerned, dude, they already got a console lined up. They'll probably do like one or two, maybe three more consoles. Right? It just depends, man. Like Phil said in the interview with Xbox On, they have the highest gamer numbers for a console than they've ever had. And I believe him when he says that, dude, because there's a method to that madness. He's not just saying it to save his ass. I mean, how could he, dude? He's already getting grilled for the Indiana Jones comment, and rightfully so. So there's nothing that he said in the interview that's outside of the ordinary. But hopefully this is a lesson learned for him too, man. That he understands the people that he's addressing, and the people that don't really care what he says, whether it's the truth or not. Because we've dealt with this for 10 years now, man. No matter what Phil says, these guys will find a way to hate him, right? So there's no sense in bowing to the pressure of feeling that you gotta, look, you guys, your fan base rocks out with you, right? And then the console war stuff, the fanboyism, all that stuff is a small aspect of the gaming industry, right? And then I know they realize that because of the stuff that they're doing with Xbox. They're trying to get that mass appeal to people that don't normally keep up with games on the level that we do. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that wouldn't surprise me at all, too, man. By that time, I'll be really old. I don't know if I'll be playing games up until then, but for now, dude, I'm rocking out with it. It's fine, right? But eventually, man, all this stuff is going to change, which you referenced today in the interview as well, which I thought was cool. Like he said a lot of stuff that actually like put me a little bit more at ease, if I'm being honest. Since the ABK, I knew they would do that. The ABK blueprint is too good not to not copy and apply to Xbox. Cinemax Financials, possibly. Cygnus, I'm not 100% on that. I think they had a game plan for ABK, and they're going more this route because of the economy. And that's what I'll jump into right now, dude. If you guys haven't got a chance, if you're just finding out, man, Sarabon, maybe you guys are pissed. I know there's some hardcore guys, dude. I understand. Look, I'll put it to you guys this way. There's a lot of guys that I follow, and I know you guys bleed green, and I know you guys are hard Xbox, and this is a hard pill for you to swallow, right? And I understand that. So if you feel a certain way about it, dude, I ain't gonna hate you. I ain't gonna judge on you, dude. You're always welcome in my lane, dude, on this channel, on my social media accounts, dude. Because that feeling you have is real. The problem I have is when you have the usual suspects, man. You could just just go on YouTube right now, type in Xbox, dude, and the usual pricks all their videos will pop up, right? They're talking about it. Those dudes have no love for Xbox whatsoever. This kind of things, when this kind of stuff happens, right? It's just an excuse for them to make another video, get more clicks, and to hate on Xbox because they don't hate on Xbox and Microsoft because that's all they can do, dude. Sony cannot beat them. Nintendo cannot beat them, man. Xbox is just that too big, right? But sometimes when you have a company that can do whatever they want to, this is what ends up happening, right? So in that sense, yeah, on the ABK deal, I'm not mad about that aspect, Cygnus. I'm just upset that he lied. And again, I think this goes more beyond them just buying it, ABK, dude. And look, the bottom line, dude, is that disposable income right now, again, I'll go down this road because I talk about this all the time on my channel, dude. Disposable income is at all-time low, man. People are hurting financially. And the hobby you occupy right now, dude, is one of those casualties of this economic crisis that's going on right now in the country, actually on the globe. Right, that's what you're dealing with right now, and that's what Microsoft is dealing with right now. If you guys don't believe me, man, just go online, do a quick search. It's not just Microsoft dealing with this stuff, and Microsoft is a $3 trillion company. Had some haters on X trying to spread rumors about Microsoft before all this news dropped, right? Because they just hate Xbox and Microsoft. And then I just jumped in there and just told them, dude, if Xbox has all these issues that you guys saying it does, right? Then Nintendo and Sony are dead. They're dead because there's no way they can survive in this market. They're struggling right now, dude. Do you notice who's empty or who's missing from Gamescom? Right? Who's missing from Gamescom? Supposedly the industry leader and supposedly the untouchable brand with the million games that's the best games ever made. Where are they? They're not there, dude. These are the kind of things that you got to kind of think about, man. And I try and press that on people that watch my videos, man, because it matters. Dude, when you talk about this kind of stuff, right, there's people saying, well, you're saying that Microsoft has $3 trillion, dude. Cost is cost. Regardless of what your profit is, your margins are, cost is cost. And at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure you guys realize this, right? If you don't, man, then I suggest you guys go out there and go buy something, right? Everything that is made nowadays just costs money. It costs more money to make things. It costs a lot more money to maintain things, right? You're just not paying sometimes for the product. You're paying for the services. And a brand like Xbox is very reliant on services. The great thing about Xbox is that they have Microsoft and a lot of that infrastructure is built in, but it still takes money to run it. So every little blip of the decimal point when it comes to the books, dude, they have to take all of that stuff into consideration. That's the reality of it, dude. That's why when I was listening to that interview with Phil Spencer, he actually talked about that a little bit, dude. He has all these studios, right, that are under his wing. They have all these projects going on, right? They have all these games. They're looking at acquiring more stuff, right? This is why, in my opinion, man, I know my brethren feel differently about this, but this is just my opinion. When I look at a game like Indiana Jones, it's probably something that they're looking at because of its mass appeal, right? I'm just saying, if Phil talked about it, right? He addressed it specifically, well, kind of specifically in an off way when he's being interviewed. And again, I love the interview that they did at Xbox On because what they did was they just ran it like a regular interview and they segued into the Indiana Jones news because we all know that they're gonna either be asked that, they're gonna have to address it. They set it up themselves and they did it perfectly, in my opinion. They just went in there and segued into it perfectly. And when he did that, and then he gave the reasoning behind it, made perfect sense to me. Right? Okay, so they. Oh, wait, hold on. So Cygnus, yeah, I see what your point is, but I just think it's because the economy. I think they've gone a little bit stagnant. And stagnant. Look, guys, just remember this: on the Microsoft scale of stagnant, does not mean that they're going backwards. That's what everybody's getting wrong. They're not losing money; they're not going backwards. But on the same token, man, they do these roadmaps and they plan ahead, right? They expect to hit these milestones. Like you just think of it being on a road, right? And then before you hit your final destination or what your goal is, dude, there's little stops that you're gonna make, right? And that's how companies like Microsoft think, right? There's little stops that they got little marks on the journey that they gotta hit, and obviously they're not been hitting those marks, and you can tell by the way they talk about money, right? They say it's like either they use terms like stagnant, they're doing well, but they're not hitting their goals. It's regular business talk, which kind of gives you guys an idea. Just listen for those little trigger words, right, that they use when they talk about it and stuff like that. So that's how Phil can sit there and say, yeah, we have more gamers playing more than ever. We have all this stuff going on, but they probably figured they would be at this other certain point, especially given the dynamic nature of Game Pass, the numbers in the beginning, dude. But remember, like Hebot always said, there was a pandemic thing that was attached to that where they grew, and then and all that stuff shrunk when people started coming out of it. But then on the flip side of that, dude, the economy is just bad, right? And those are things that you just cannot ignore, man. Regardless if you have $3 trillion or $1 trillion or 100 million or whatever, that is the reality of it. So, to me, when I'm looking at that, that's the bottom line that he's talking about. So in hindsight, man, thinking about the interview I just watched, that's what Phil referenced when he's talking about, look, we have obligations, we have things that we got to take care of, we have all this stuff going around. Doesn't necessarily mean, dude, that they're hurting, right? And in fact, in the interview, he talked about Path of the Goddess, right? And he specifically said, we're glad with our partnership with Capcom. It was great that we could to help them with promote or produce Path of the Goddess, right? That we could come in and give them financial funding, right? So he specifically said that. So if you just go and watch this interview, dude, everything that happens in the interview, you gotta kind of read between the lines, guys, and take off your. I know, look, dude, if you guys are all up in your feelings, and I'm not saying that's bad, dude. I know this one hurt. This one cuts deep for some of us, right? Right. For me, it's just about the line. But I know some of you guys are hurt by this kind of stuff, and you guys have doubts and stuff like that. Kind of check that first. Maybe give yourself a couple days, right? Get out of your feelings, go watch it, and then listen intently to the stuff that Phil says, dude. After that interview, I just feel better about the future of Xbox, if I'm being honest, right? Because he was speaking on things, right, that basically saying that the game plan hasn't changed, you know. So it tells me with Indiana Jones, they're looking at it in a way like, okay, this is it's a big property. Um, the reaction of when Indiana Jones, the reaction they got to the trailer when it first launched, I was one of them, dude. I thought it looks absolutely amazing. I'm looking forward to playing it when it comes to Game Pass in December. Um, and it had a lot of buzz, dude. And I can speak on that, dude, because a lot of people that I watch, I just don't watch gaming stuff, guys. You know, I'm into pop culture, so I watch a lot of people that are into movies, comic books, collectibles, and there was a lot of people on other channels that I watched that was speaking specifically about that because Indiana Jones is a huge brand, right? So for me, when I'm looking at it, what I think that Microsoft is going to do, or what Phil decided to do, they're going to have to pick and choose their battles, and there's titles that they're going to bring over, right? And obviously, right, with Indiana Jones, so that's probably maybe has that universal appeal, right? Again, on Game Pass, you don't have to buy the game; you can play it on Game Pass. But please remember this, guys: Game Pass is not free; it's a subscription service. I know a lot of people was waking up to the fact that when they raised the prices on it, which I think was a good eye opener for people. Because for sometimes when they talk about Game Pass, they think it's free. It's not. You're paying every month, dude. You're helping to fund this games, right? So don't feel any pressure to like buy it, right? I buy this stuff because if the game that I like, or if a game I'm enjoying, or if a game I just want in my collection, I'll just go and buy it. But that's the kind of gamer I am. Not everybody's like that, right? But if you want to go buy the game, you can. That's the thing that drives me nuts about all of this hate that Microsoft gets. Whatever you want, it's there for you. Look, if you want to play Indiana Jones on PlayStation, there you go. I doubt you guys will buy it. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see all those numbers. If that game sells well, it'll be for all the normies that are still on the PS5. And maybe Microsoft is rolling that dice because they feel confident with Game Pass, with the offerings that they have. It was kind of cool to hear Sarah Bond today. I always love listening to Sarah, dude. She always brings it. She always brings the positivity, man. You should just go watch that interview just because of Sarah, dude. She was on it. Toolman says Phil is a nice guy, but he has thick skin. You would have to be tough and to be in his position to handle. Yeah, I agree, Toolman. I just wish I just think he needs to realize a few things about the industry that he's in. He did the same thing today when he was talking about, man, it's great to be at Gamescom. It's great to see all the people here. We need more of this. I'm like, more of this, dude. Like, you guys are like the only people really doing it. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with some of the stuff that they do with these third-party developers, dude. Like, Hebot talked about that specifically, how they got to fork out all the money, dude. At some point in time, you can't keep doing that, dude. They got to meet you somewhere along the way, dude. But, yeah, I'm pretty sure he just ignores it. Full man, but I'm sorry, dude. I just can't let him off on that, what he said. Hey, Daniel, what's up, brother? How's our girl, man? She's on fire, dude. She came back, dude. She came back on fire, dude. I mean, I wish she was in the Olympics, but on the flip side of that, I'm glad she didn't go because you can see that she got some rest and she's just been lighting it up, dude. I'm so happy for her, bro. But welcome to the show. Hey, what's up, brother? Hey, what's up, brother? Welcome, man. The other big difference is Microsoft and Xbox division spend way more money than Nintendo. So, yeah, they've kind of what's the word I'm looking for? They've kind of trained people and other companies to do so, right? But at some point in time, they're gonna have to start putting their foot down. I think they realized that too because that's why they went ahead and got their own studios. Same thing like Netflix realized, dude, they couldn't rely on the studios because the studios they were working with would get greedy, right? And it's no different for gaming, man. That's why I think they work so much with indie guys because indies are they just want to get their game out there. They want that support. And I'm pretty sure Microsoft works out deals with them, dude. When you're working with these big publishers, man, I'm not surprised that they would get greedy, dude. And then the way Xbox has to look at it at that point is like, okay, we're paying you this much money, and this is what we're getting in return. So maybe we can't work with it's not worth their time and money to invest in it. But I have to say, I don't know if you watched the Xbox One interview, bro. You should go watch it. There's a lot more positive stuff, and a lot more. You get a better idea of direction when it comes to what Phil and Sarah are thinking. Again, not letting him off the hook, bro. Dude, just from now on, man, he should just beat around the bush or not be too specific. 100%. Phil said the industry is struggling right now, even though there is growth. Yeah, dude, that's why. I mean, I kind of talk about that on my channel about the economy. That's why I talk about it so much, right? Because and when he said that in that interview, dude. Oh, so you did watch it? Sorry. Yeah. So when he said that in the interview, that if you watch that interview, everything he says, dude, that's all scripted, and I don't mean that in a bad way, guys, right? So the indie thing, he knew he was going to get the blowback that he got. He knew he knew from the jump. He knew all of this was going to happen. So then when he did that interview, dude, they addressed a lot of that stuff. But that's the reality of it, bro. I mean, I know people think, look, dude, I get a lot of blowback from people because of my politics and stuff. But that's just the reality of it, dude. The economy, where it was 4 years ago, right? At the end of the day, man, it's you have to deal with that reality, and that's what, dude. For companies like Microsoft to have to do these things, right? Even though they're spending money, they still got Game Pass, they do all this stuff, right? But even they understand that they can only do so much, right? It's the reason why your combos at McDonald's, again, I say that all the time, are more expensive. There's a reason why everything's more expensive, and Microsoft is not the only company, man. I know we're in the microcosm of gaming, right? But it's not just Microsoft, dude. There's companies all over in every sector that are suffering, man, that are laying people off, that are cutting back. Where I live, there's people there's companies trying to offer more money for service staff, wait staff, all that stuff, right? That'll factor um, into the overall bill that the consumer will pay, of course, right? Which is why a lot of local people where I live are moving to the mainland because it's cheaper, right? But then there's people that have money that are coming to vacation here, but they're affected by it because they can't get the good service or they're waiting longer lines. It wasn't the experience that they thought it would be, man, because this where I live is a big tourist destination, man. Service industry here is huge. And when you can't fill spots, man, even though you're offering people over $20 an hour, that says something. You know what I'm saying? There's a reality to this kind of stuff, dude, that again, Microsoft, as big as it is, they cannot ignore. Dude, I think we would have had more companies, all right, if the economy didn't go bad. Like Game Pass would be bigger than what it is. And that's the only thing, again, I was worried about. But again, I watched the interview today. But I was kind of worried about that, dude, because let's just say, I'm just saying, man. So I know I get blowback on my videos, but I just got to be 100 with you guys, dude. At the end of this year, do we have an election? And if a certain orange man bad wins, turns the economy around, right? I'm hoping Microsoft will be prepared for that. Dude, not to cut all their ties. I don't think they will. Right? They've laid down a roadmap, dude. And that roadmap, I hope they stick with it, dude. But I hope they don't go too far afield, right? Because sometimes Microsoft does that, dude. And then if the stuff boomerangs back, if it boomerangs back, dude, then they'll be right there to meet the consumer. Dude, once those pocket strings open up again, it might be a little while, right? I mean, there's a couple things I know. If there's if we get if Trump comes back in office, dude, there's a couple things I know he can do off the jump that'll stimulate the economy. So for me and Microsoft and Xbox, because I want this ecosystem to thrive, dude. And in order for it to thrive, they gotta be right there, man, when that pendulum swings back. Sorry, I'm getting lost. I'll do the chat for now. When Phil said we need more of this, I feel it was an indirect about E3 and Sony and Nintendo participating. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, I agree with you. Right. He was talking about all the indie guys. Or the state of the industry in general. I think it was all of that when he said when he said what he said. But the thing is, man, I mean, come on, bro. You at the end of the day, dude, you got to look at your own consumers, man, and your own fan base. At the end of the day, dude, like to me, it's like stop worrying about the industry, man. You guys understand what's going on in the industry, and but you can't be the white knight for everybody. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing with these guys. I'm like, dude, focus on your games, on your studios. Right? Was there any other way to do this to make indie more profitable for you guys aside from sending it to another console? Because like you said in your video, bro, I watched your video earlier, dude. I mean, we got to deal with the aftermath of this, and I'm pretty much done with it, dude. I don't listen to any gaming news. Been like that for a while now. I don't follow none of these dudes. The only reason I know some of this stuff drops is because on social media people will share it, and that's how I get a glimpse into all this stuff, which is all I need. I don't need any more than that. Toolman says, "What's up, T-Bot?" Hey, brother Toolman. He said out loud, "You're going to see big changes in the industry." I think he means including Nintendo and Sony. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna change. Like one of the things is, I mean, like he's just prepping people as well, man. I mean, the futures of consoles, dude. We're moving more and more into digital. If the cloud takes off like they imagine it to be, but the thing I'm saying is that to me they're looking at everything, right? They're not just looking at one thing in a box. They're looking at multiple stuff at the same time. Right? That's how sometimes they get lost in the shuffle, right? But I understand their thinking. I understand what they're doing. Gogo says, "Hey, he bought." That Phil is basically saying Sony, Nintendo aren't doing enough, and that High is implicitly saying, and that what? Hey, he bought. Yep, Phil is basically saying Sony and Nintendo aren't doing enough, and that is, and that he is implicitly saying it can get worse. In my opinion, yeah, dude, it is going to get worse. Look, aside from the economy, man, their game plan is just not working. Again, Sony bet all their horses on AAA bangers, which again, for years talked about that. You know, that's just smoke and mirrors, dude. And it's just like the economy as it is now, man. People have been propping it up. Government's been propping it up. Everybody's been propping it up for years, man. Then when it finally starts to turn and reality kicks in, that's where you find yourself in the position you're in now. Yeah, 100%. The thing is, okay, I see what you're saying. Making that announcement now is not a good strategy to sell Xbox console and Phil's knows this. I mean, damned if you do, damned if you don't, dude. For me, he just shouldn't have. He just shouldn't have. He just should have just bit his tongue. But I understand he gets so much pressure, so much hate, so much questions. Again, man, if I was Phil, I would cut a lot of these dudes, especially on the Xbox, man. A lot of these dudes are Xbots, man. They're pony bots. They claim to be Xbox, but they're pony bots, dude. Like he has a small footprint, as you were saying that earlier. He has a small footprint, right? But okay, then just be non-existent. Just show up when you need to show up and give us the news when you need to give it, dude. Because the indie thing is a bad look. Just being 100. So something is up. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see, Google. You could be right. I don't know. The only reason I'm saying that is because of the MAUs that they used. And also Phil was talking about the people that play the console. They can't ignore the console gamer. Because that, to me, that's a big chunk of the people who actually buy things. Like I bet you if they did the random numbers, man, the console gamers pay way more than every other gamer out there, right? I'll put myself out there and say per capita, yeah. So console gamers, man, I mean, it's just not about the numbers at some aspect. It's the engagement and it's the amount of money we spend. So I just bought games. I didn't need games. I just bought some games just because I was interested in it. I was that game was cool. I bought it. And I know I have a backlog. From it's funny because just to I wish I could play the interview and break it down, man, because it's really good. Like Sarah Bond even talked about the backlog of games people have. You know what I mean? And then she talked about and we're not helping any by putting more games in Game Pass, right? Which again is that's a message that's on purpose, right? But at the same time, it shows you that they have their finger on the pulse. So go watch those guys. If you guys are feeling doubtful about Xbox, go watch that Xbox On interview. It's really good. Tomat says, "Hey, Google poll." Cygnus, why do you think they did that one more thing as a PlayStation announcement instead of Indiana Jones DLC? It's like they're pushing PlayStation to be the pinnacle of gaming. I mean, no, I don't think they're pushing PlayStation to be the pinnacle of gaming, bro. I mean, if you want to be honest about it, if you look at it, I'm pretty sure Sony doesn't want to do this as much as the most hardcore Xbox guy. Because at the end of the day, dude, they're using their platform to make money. Because if say like a million Indiana Jones games sell on PlayStation, the chunk of that money is going to go to Xbox. I heard 70-30 from some people. I'm like, I think it'd probably be more 80-20. Dude, if it was me, I'd be 90-10. Right? I mean, if I'm just being honest with this, dude. To me, like Sony has no cards to play. They kind of painted themselves in a corner. That's why I never believed Game Pass was going on PlayStation, because Sony wouldn't want it on PlayStation. Cygnus LOL. Google posted Cygnus LOL. It's not too far from the truth that MS suits prefer PS take the console reigns. Who knows? I don't think so. Google, honestly. I think they're just looking at the market, because at the end of the day, just like anything else, like movies, music, um, you know, shoot, even stuff that's sold in stores, man. It's the market that dictates, which means the consumer. Right now, the consumer is just not buying anything. That's why I don't agree that consoles are dying. I just don't think people are spending money. If the economy turns around, they could have just a humongous um, they could have a humongous holiday season. That's all it would take, just one. Because at the end of the day, dude, I don't believe a lot of people like playing on PC. The average person. I'm not saying nothing's wrong with PC. People don't play on PC. There's not a big market. It hasn't grown. But I mean, I just don't believe it's on that level where the average person would buy into it. If they're going to play a video game, I think a lot of if it's on the computer, it's probably one that they already have. The mobile phone mobile is definitely something. But at the end of the day, there's a place for consoles. That's why I think Microsoft understands that ebb and flow, and that's why they're creating all this other stuff, which I don't have a problem with. I don't. That is a strategy. Seeing this, even that's kind of weird to be, but to you, I was thinking a shadow jump of a new game. I mean, they definitely want to get the buzz going for the game, right? It pissed a lot of the Xbox guys off, me included. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, we know Google. Google Poets, facts, Nintendo and Sony only rely on consoles, not Xbox. That's why you see them dabbling in theme parks and movies. Yeah, thank you, Hebot. Great point. They have a lot of license deals. That's old school right there. That's old school. And that's why they're struggling right now, because they don't have the money to make it happen anymore. Google Poll, did you watch David's vid? He says it's all on Satya. I do think now there is a massive pushback to make third-party moves now. I did see David's video. Dude, it was really good. I do disagree with him. The whole Satya thing, and this is the reason why I've said this on other videos on my channel, guys. Because to me there has to be a pattern of it, and Microsoft just doesn't do that. Satya just doesn't do that with every. Because if that was the case with Xbox, as David was saying, or King David was saying, then you would see it in other platforms that Microsoft proper owns, which I don't see across the board. And then why are Microsoft continuing to invest? Like if this was a concern, then there would be other stuff going on besides just a couple of these games, testing the waters and all this kind of stuff. Every time I watch Satya, dude, that to me, that's not his personality. I will say that, like I said earlier in the video, there's milestones that they expect Xbox and Microsoft to hit, or Xbox and Phil and team to hit, because they've invested money. But that's just natural, dude. That's any business, especially when you drop in billions of dollars to pick up stuff. So of course you got to answer. There has to be ROI, man, and they do have investors. But I don't think it's as diabolical as King David was saying. I mean, look, dude, that's his opinion. He could be right, dude. I mean, like he even said in his own video, speculation. Like I'm speculating here. I'm just rolling with what I feel it is. My own gut feeling, dude. I don't think it's because if Satya was that much in control, there'd be a lot of stuff happening right there, man. Because a lot of these games are not. They don't meet the. So if we're looking at things from a viewpoint of success, right? A lot of these games don't meet that metrics by just pure numbers alone, right? There's other things that are happening to make these games a success, right? So if it was just the money and the money metrics, then a lot of these games, a lot of these studios would not be in existence. Look at what they're doing at Gamescom. They have like a mega city within Gamescom for their booth, right? People that are hurting for money don't do stuff like that, right? I mean, even the government, as much crap as I give the government on social media, even they there are times where they have to draw back on some on their spending, right? Because when money runs out, you just don't have it. I think the things that they're doing now is to avoid problems in the future, man. So that's the reason why they're one of the biggest companies in the world right now. So I see what you're saying, Gova. I just don't. I see what King David is saying, but I don't think it's on that level. I don't see. I just think they have parameters for Xbox, dude. Everything's going great, and then economy slows down, economy bottoms out, and then now they're stuck in this position where Phil, dude. Look, just watch that interview. I think if you watch that interview, yes, there's stuff coming up from the top, but it's just like you being in any other job, just like today. Supervisor checked in with me. He goes, "Hey, how are we doing on those cell phones? Right? What's the metrics? How's the numbers? We're able to contact the people. You know, is the training all updated? Is everybody good to go? Right? It's not that he's micromanaging everything I do. He knows I'm competent, right? But at the same time, he has a boss that he answers to, who answers to his other boss, who answers to a boss above that person, right? Who's actually running the whole command, right? And so they got to check in, we have weekly meetings where everybody got to check in and get progress reports, dude. That's the way I'm looking at it for Phil. I don't think Satya's over there whipping him over the head. And plus, Satya, when he talks about like just what I recommend some of you guys do, and I know this could be boring. I just find it fascinating. Watch Microsoft. It's like Microsoft proper when they talk about their earnings calls or their AI stuff. I find it fascinating because there's times where they'll talk about Xbox and the Xbox brand and what Xbox is doing in the ecosystem of Microsoft. So yeah, it doesn't surprise me that they expect certain things, right? And in the case that's why in the case of Tango GameWorks, man, I don't know. I don't believe that it was all about them not hitting sales goals, man. I honestly believe it was more or less about the dude kind of digging out on them, right? Taking some people with them, and then you're left with what you had left to the part where ZeniMax needed help, and then of course here comes Phil white knighting again. Like, okay, I'll take the bullets, I'll take the arrows. You know, man, Phil, enough of that already, dude. But yeah, I did watch it, Google. Thanks for that. It's the same. It's the same. Google Post says it's the same with any other third party 3070, or I assume it is. Really, because I thought it was 80/20 was the cut. I think the 3070 I know that Microsoft had to pay, right, to Activision, which came out in the AKB court case, which was fascinating and didn't surprise me at all because Sony's a bunch of pricks. So yeah, they were very enthusiastic in the interview. Yeah, they're enthusiastic, and again, the the reason why. Okay, look, dude, I'm not for propaganda, right, guys? But again, dude, you have your own mind, you have your own thought process. You have to train yourself to read between the lines. A lot of these interviews that Microsoft is doing, I appreciate them because we're getting it directly from Phil and Sarah or Matt, right? And the reason why I like the interview, it put my mind at ease on a lot of things. Because at the end of the day, dude, if you're just listening to people, like I told you guys, don't listen to gaming media, don't listen to any of these influencers. Dude, just be your own judge at this point because these guys, they're just all over the place. But when you watch an interview like Sarah them gave, you're in between the lines. They're telling you what they're doing and the direction that they're going. And again, dude, it's like I don't just go watch it, dude. It was a great interview. Then you guys have a better idea what's going on. Phil kind of owned up to it without kind of owning up to it. Which I'm saying, look, just go with that, Phil, from now on, so that you don't get called on the carpet. Okay. I don't think Sony is happy that gamers have more hype about Xbox games on PS5 than their actual P. Yeah, because again, right? He bought. I mean, brother, they chose a roadmap and it didn't work out for them. And then and the economy is not helping them either. It's even worse for them. So why would they want the Xbox games on their console? Cygnus, that 100 million ABK ZeniMax was a loan to Xbox from Satya, and Phil needs to meet that certain financial quarterly goal. Yeah, Cygnus, yes, correct. Right, but Satya, before they do stuff like this, dude, they run their numbers, bro. Remember, this is Microsoft we're talking about here, okay? Right? They see pathways, they see different things. I'm not saying that these guys aren't having inputs, right? But again, if you're sitting here telling me that it's because Phil's run this thing into the ground, no, dude, it's just like everything else, man. Just look at the world around you, dude. Right? I'm pretty sure Satya them want to make that money, and if they're making that money, they want to make more money. Dude, but we're in a time right now where you can't squeeze blood from stone, man. That's the reality of it. That's why Phil also said in the interview, we're finding ways, we're doing little things, little that, because to be flexible, you don't have to be, you're not going to be stagnant. He didn't say that. That's the words I'm using. But again, when you listen to that interview, man, I wish I could actually cut that interview and go piece by piece, because there's so much good stuff that was done. And guys, don't have to go, so I'll do these couple of things and wrap it up. Google 80/20, I think, was for COD. What Activision offered to Xbox or MS? Yeah, I know for PlayStation it was 80/20. For Xbox it was 70/30. Oh wait, was it 90? No, because PlayStation was 80/20, right? Or was it 90/10? Oh, I think you're right. So it was like Sony was 90/10 and Xbox was 80/20, right? Okay, my bad, my bad. Well, either way, they're gonna get a chunk of money, right? And then plus you got people got to buy it, so you're not getting it day one. I will say Heba, was that you that said that earlier though? I do feel like Heba, like you were talking about the physical, which I agree with. They're just doing the codes, man. If they're gonna go all in all the way, right? Like you said, I want physical disc as well if I want to buy it, your physical game, and also you also mentioned, I think, what was the other one that you said? Dang, there's something else that you said that slipped my mind. Yeah, bro, sorry, brother, I'm gonna have to leave. Yeah, I'm just doing this because I wasn't planning to do the video, man, but after watching the interview, I was a little bit more at ease. Hebot says, yes, Cygnus. He said Microsoft has been incredibly supportive. We need to respond back to them. Yeah, dude. Again, Phil in that interview, Phil talked about supporting Capcom. Guys, just go watch the interview on Xbox On. Yeah, brother, sorry, man. I'm gonna bounce. Sony had a better deal. Yeah, Sony did have a better deal. And Microsoft had to foot that bill. I think that's one of the reasons why they bought them. And that's another thing nobody talks about because they're just looking at certain aspects. And these guys are supposed to be industry insiders. These guys are supposed to be journalists when they talk about this stuff, and they're totally wrong. You know what I'm saying, brother? Hey, what's up, brother? MW Pride. Thank you, my friend. No worry, dude. We got to get together, man. We got to talk. And nothing about gaming, man. I just want to check in with you. Dude, I'm sorry for the loss, my brother. I did watch your video. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I didn't know what to say. I will say, I thank God, that I know that you're a godly man, and both you and your wife. So, amen for that. But yeah, definitely we'll talk, bro. And again, you're more than welcome to come on here. But if you need anything, dude, you can contact me anytime. For real talk, brother. But yeah, man, I love you, bro. You're my brother in Christ as well. And like I said, the door's always open, brother. God bless. Okay. I meant this was late in Xbox One gen. Okay, my bad. Yeah, sorry guys, I'm kind of rushing with this as well. Activision almost weren't saying they wouldn't port to Xbox. That MS took less. Yeah, they kind of threatened it, and I think that some of it that's going on with Xbox right now, with some of these studios, they do want a little bit of anonymity, not anonymity, but independence, right? With some of their stuff, I wouldn't be surprised. But again, dude, I mean, after this interview today, I think Phil has a lot more control than people are giving him credit for. Again, he's just finding ways in the position that he's in to make the money he needs to hit the. I hate to say money, but to hit the benchmarks. So I know they're making money, and it's hard for me to feel sorry for Microsoft because they're a $1 trillion company. So there's also that. Heba says, "Hey Prime, how are you holding up, my brother?" Yeah, Prime, definitely hit us up, man. Don't. It's no worries, man. We care about you, brother. Just want to make sure you're okay. But just in closing, guys, I mean, look, dude, I'll just give you guys just really quickly before I bounce out of here, dude. Again, I know a lot of these. There's people that are hurting, man. A lot of you guys bleed green, man, and this was a straw too much. This was a step too far. That Phil did this, man. I know a lot of people put faith in Phil, right? I know a lot of people expect better of Phil, but he is human, right? And he's gonna fail sometimes. Um, but again, I mean, just if vent, dude. Especially again, if you bleed green, man. And I know you guys are out there, dude. I've seen one of the dudes I follow. This guy's a hardcore Xbox guy, and he's thinking about stepping away. Look, dude, that is your choice, man. I mean, it's your time, it's your money, right? You were told something, and it wasn't true. I understand that, right? Maybe just kind of search your feelings a little bit before you make that final decision. For somebody like me, dude, I am bound to the ecosystem with Xbox, dude. Um, I said my piece on this video. That's why I did this video, man. Had to get that off my chest, dude. Call Phil out. But again, dude, if I'm looking at it logically, honestly, we're still in a good place. If you guys follow me social media, I've been praising the fact that Honokai. Oh no, wait, what is it? Dude, my daughter's gonna kill me, man. I can't think. Not Honokai Rail. It's the other one. Genshin Impact. Genshin Impact was announced at Gamescom that is coming to Xbox. I think it's coming to Xbox sometime in September. I was really happy with Sarah, dude. I mean, Sarah's still killing it, guys, dude. She's bringing these games. She's making these connections in the way that I like it done, too. Like that, dude. You don't have to like kiss these people's asses. You don't have to promise them the farm. I'm pretty sure she goes in there, works her magic, and gets these deals done, man. And at the end of the day, dude, hat tip to her. Hat tip to the job she's doing. She's bringing one of the biggest games of all time to the Xbox console. It was only available on PlayStation. Now we're getting it, right? My daughter plays this game on her phone. The only problem that she has with it, because of the phone she has, dude, it's hard for her to play it. So it just destroys her phone. So now it's going to be on Xbox, and she can enjoy it because she's a throwback, man. My daughter likes playing on a console, right? She plays and she loves these types of games. So it'll go from Fallout, her playing Fallout, and her playing Overwatch all the time to throwing Genshin Impact in there, man. And I know she's looking forward to it. She's currently in Japan right now. I actually texted her, and she was excited. She couldn't believe it. I'm pretty sure she's looking up the news as best she can in Japan. But that was a big deal for me, right? I mean, I'll probably definitely check it out. But again, if you just kind of look at the indie thing, deal with it however you want to deal with it. But then if you look at the other stuff that we're getting, stuff dropping in Game Pass, the announcements that we have, the games that we're getting, the third-party stuff that Sarah's working on and continues to work on, all the stuff that we're getting into Game Pass. This month especially, dude, again, Game Pass will announce games, but if you just look through the rest of the month, dude, you'll be stuck in the proverbial quicksand of just having too many video games. Right? That's how good we have it on the Xbox side. Right? Again, man, I'm not saying you guys can't be mad, dude, and I understand, man. Like Heba was saying earlier, bro, we got to deal with these ponies, man, and that's the least of what I want to do. And it does hurt the brand. Trust me, I know, man. You guys know I'm a Disney guy, right? And oh, sorry, man. Yeah, thanks, Mr. Kima. November 20th. I just seen you. Thank you, Mr. Kima, brother. Yeah, I saw your post, brother. You have to bring that righteous indignation, man. 100%, bro. I feel you, man. You speak your truth, man. You're always welcome here as well, brother. You know, people gotta, you gotta let it out, man. I mean, look, Phil messed up. Dude. He has to take responsibility for that, dude. But again, man, looking at everything we have, the way Xbox is moving forward, dude, they got me. I'm on lockdown with them. Again, the only way I want to give up on Xbox if I can't play it on a console. I can't play it on mobile or a Steam Deck or anything like that because my neck. Dude, I'm old now. I can't be doing that kind of stuff, dude. I don't like playing on PC. Now, maybe I can do the PC controller thing, but I don't like that experience as well either. Right? I just don't like playing on PC, man. because I work on a PC all day, dude. I do data entry stuff. Today, that's like 75% of my job, and I don't like doing that. I don't like doing that at work and coming home and staring at a computer, right? Unless I'm doing like one of my 10-hour podcasts. I just remember that from okay. I just remember that from the ABK deal. MS told that Sony worked hard to block MS in lots of areas, and that was one of them. Oh yeah, yeah. So Sony is Sony, man. In the courts or something. Yeah, I remember that too. I think I'm wrong on the numbers. I could be wrong on the numbers. Hey, Hebot Prime says he's doing okay. That's great, my brother. Um, well, I'm not hurting. I just think it's weird time to announce their big exclusive. It's not exclusive. Given the way the interview was done, that was all premeditated. I guess he's like, well, they're gonna find out sooner or later. So they probably, they sat down there and said, how can we maximize this? Because now they want to sell it to the PlayStation guys, right? So what better way to do it than to do it that way? I mean, look, I ain't for it, dude. I know we're getting the shredding of the straw, the shredding of the stick. I understand that, dude. But we're getting the short straw or we're getting the shredding of the stick. I understand that, but that's they're making choices. Again, that's why I get Phil at work. And if he does this kind of stuff, dude, he will continue to get that work from me, dude. Dude, I love Phil, man, but you know what? It is what it is. Coco Pole. More disappointed since it's more ammo for pony weenies. Yeah. The best thing to do right now is just not to participate. Like, so going back to if it's just really bothering you, to just don't participate in console war stuff, dude. Just stay off the internet. Right? Stay away from these cycles and circles. Man, I know it's hard. But I mean it's not hard for me because I don't follow Destin and all these guys. I don't listen to these clowns because they're clowns. There's a couple guys that drop, man. Their channels are more gaming channels, but they're getting caught up in all this crap, dude. And you can tell they listen to the gaming media, dude, and they have their favorites. So I dropped their channels too. There's one dude, man. I forget. I roasted this dude. Pissed me off so much, right? Because I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm done with all you guys. And then all that time I can be saving that I can put into a lot of other stuff. You hear my videos, man. You guys know what I talk about. You follow me on social media. Right, I just dropped a tweet where if you're interested in K dramas, I put an article out there, listed a bunch of like the top 15 or 20 K dramas you can watch. What I did was I went on, I retweeted it, I quote tweeted it, then I retweeted it with the shows that I would recommend you watch. Dude, there's a lot of stuff I can find to occupy my time. Dude, I was playing Immortals of Avian. Dude, that game is awesome. I did not think that game. I mean, I was interested when it first came out. Just got caught up in all the other stuff because we have games and we have limited time. But I finally, I told myself, no, dude, I gotta play this game. And so I started it over the weekend, dude. It's an amazing game, right? I mean, I will say like the control mechanics are a bit tricky for me, maybe because I'm old. But once you get that down, you know what I'm saying, and you're going through the story. I mean, great world building, great voice acting. They actually got some really good celebrities to be in this game. If you haven't played it, man, highly recommend. Dude, it's just like first person with magic. Right? You basically play a mage. The story's been great, dude. I've been enjoying it. I'm actually looking forward to jumping back in. But it's a good time, dude. And it's on Game Pass. So I feel bad because I think that game should have done better than what it is. Maybe it has. Maybe once it went in Game Pass, that's one of the things they don't talk about with Game Pass. People get a chance to play the game and then they like it, and then they start either they buy the game or they just play it. And that's just, for a lot of these games nowadays, man, that's really important as well to have active users. Coco, like when your sport team loses the big game and your friends is a fan of the team that won, that's more TTS on me. Yeah, no. That's 100% Gogo, man. None of us want to deal with that. Hebot did a good rant on that. Hebot talked about that, did a great rant. Comes to Xbox. Oh, yeah, thanks, Mr. Kima, again, for that info. I know it's September, October. Oh, wow, November's kind of far. Well, I mean, it'll be the holiday, right? So my daughter will probably be playing it all Thanksgiving. Gonna have to drag her out of the house to go visit our family. Coca-Cola, they still want to sell consoles, but they need to work on when they make these announcements. Lots of pissed off Xbox fans. Yeah. I'm not gonna disagree. In fact, I 100% agree. I just think when they did this, Google, they factored all their stuff in and they did what they did. I'm not saying I agree with them doing that, right? But I know that they also want to sell the game to PlayStation guys, right? They want to get maximum return on this game, and that's why I think they picked Indy, right? Just because it does have to, it has the possibility of mass appeal. And like I said, dude, there's a lot of people that's talking about it when that trailer first dropped at the last event, and a lot of people. That's why that event did so well. Well, two things, right? Because there was no other event, so Microsoft had full access to everybody out there on the internet. Because even influencers, man, they have to get material for something. So there's people that normally don't do Xbox showcases doing it because there's nothing else to do, and that put a lot of eyes on Xbox. And there's a lot of those guys that I follow, man, that was talking about that game. And a couple of them, John Campia, I put him on blast because I can't stand that dude anymore. But he talked about that. He does movie talk. He talks about movies. And then he saw Indiana Jones, and then he was like all sad because he only plays PlayStation. And he said that. He said that. But now, see, then that's probably what they're looking for. So, what channel? LOL. Oh, let me know. What was that, Google? Sorry, you lost me. Hebot. The biggest problem with the announcement is that it should have been done at a later time. Yeah, 100% Hebot, like you said in your video. I mean, I just be honest with you, brother. It's just a method to the madness, and I tend to look at it that way because I'm looking at it from an economic. Like I think it's just they're dealing with the really harsh economy right now, and they don't want to shut down. They want to maximize everything as much as possible so that they don't have problems later on in the future if the economy doesn't get better. If the economy, dude, like, bro, if there's no change in November, dude, we're screwed. You can kiss all of this stuff goodbye, dude. You don't have to worry about what Microsoft puts what where, man. I mean, this economy collapses, we're done. Google poll. Yep, Ebot. I thought Google poll says, yep, Ebot. I thought they should have held off on announcements after Indy release, but I get it. Yeah, 100%. I'm not disagreeing with you guys. Google poll, because in my opinion, they lose Xbox sales on that announcement, or that's what I think. I'll go. Well, I was thinking. This is what I was thinking too. Is like, oh man, you guys must be really confident in the COD numbers for the new Call of Duty. Maybe they're seeing stuff that we're not seeing. You know what I'm saying, brother? Right? Or because they don't share. Look, let me remind you guys, they don't share any of the numbers as well. All of this stuff we're talking about is purely speculation. What if tomorrow they just came on and said, okay, we have 100 million subscribers to Game Pass across all platforms? I mean, what if something like that happened? Then it changes the whole dynamic. Right? Again, we're just doing our best. We're speculating and taking our best guess at the end of the day, right? And that's for everybody, dude. There's a lot of people I respect. Well, okay, I'll say this. There's very few people I respect. Several of them is in this chat right now. Right? But the circle of people I respect when it comes to this stuff is very small. And so, I mean, there's people out there talking about all kind of stuff. And a lot of these people have been wrong, dude. Like 90% of the time, these people are wrong with their predictions. Or when they're right, they predict something that all of us know. They're not telling us anything we don't know. So maybe they're seeing something we don't see. I don't know. Google poll, the channel you had to unsub or leave. Yeah, I kind of don't want to put him on blast, but because dude, he would just do gaming straight up, and I knew he was more of a Nintendo guy, right? But you could tell he could just pick up on it, dude, which I was fine with, dude. But he used to be fair across the board, and he just used to actually do the news. But then after these last couple of weeks, man, I'm like, bro, I'm done. Realist, hey, what's up, brother? The console war is dead. Yeah, dude. It's actually been dead. Just to let you guys know, man, I've said this on the channel before, man. I'm not a big channel, we get a lot of views, but just to let you guys know, when it comes to the console war, dude, to me, it's not about the plastic boxes in and of itself. It's more the principle. That's kind of how I am. That's why some people like my channel, don't like my channel, and I'm not saying agree or disagree. That's kind of how I run my channel. It's on the principle of this stuff more than it is about the plastic boxes. Because like I said before in another video, man, I used to be more hardcore into the fighting, man, and then when as you guys know, man, I tell the story, I tell it again just to give you guys some background. When Phil Spencer basically just destroyed Crap Gamer Online, and that kind of told me all I needed to know And it's just, to me, it was just a personality thing with Phil, right? That I didn't like personally. Look, I mean, I know Crap Gamer does stupid stuff, and maybe he's not the person you want repping the brand. But at the end of the day, man, he was putting, especially back then, he was putting his stuff out there for the brand. And so for all the stuff I saw Phil go through, all the stuff people would say to him, people would call him out, swear at him, say all kind of off things. And this was in the height of the console war when we were all in the trenches. And then Phil Spencer took it all, dude. He didn't say anything. And all it did was crap for Crap Gamer to say one thing. And what Crap, I mean, look, dude, I'm not saying I agree with what Crap said, right? I mean, but he had a point. And at the time, he was repping the brand. And Phil came down on him hard, dude. Phil came down on him like a ton of bricks. And when I saw Phil did that, man, I was out. As far as being in the trenches. And that's why I always say on my videos, man. I know some of you guys might not watch my videos, but I've always said this on my video too. I'm not gonna fight for somebody who doesn't fight for themselves, bro. Right? Because at the end of the day, Phil doesn't like the console war stuff. I understand that, and he tries to stay above it. But all this time, dude, these, especially the ponies are the worst, man. They're the most toxic. The ponies have always been about all this stuff, right? 24/7, and he never called any of them out on it, or he never talked to Sony, the brass, or any of those people. And the Sony higher ups didn't care, dude. He just was like, okay, well, you're paying us, we're making our money. They don't get involved in that stuff, dude. Phil wouldn't get involved in it either. But I mean, when he did that, dude, I was done. That's when I was really done with the console war, guys. If I'm being honest, when I saw Phil do that, I was like, nah, dude, dude, if you're not gonna have my back, then I'm not gonna rock with you. So that's why I rant so much about this whole white knight stuff that Microsoft likes to do, or this kumbaya stuff that Microsoft likes to do. I can't stand it, dude. Like I say on my channel, man, scorched earth is the way. Goal pole. Yep, the war has been dead, really. Yeah, it's been done for a while. The realist doesn't matter who we elect, the economy is screwed either way. No, I disagree, realist. I disagree. I'll put 2016 to 2020 up. I don't need the rich. I don't need the economy to just everything to be rainbows and butterflies. I just want to be able to afford food and pay my bills in a reasonable amount. Or if I need something to get done, I'm not paying because of overhead. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. I disagree with you on that one. Trust me, I know a realist. I'm still looking for a contract. It's shitty out here. It's shitty out there. Yeah, yeah. Realist says I understand too, Paul. He bought. Yeah, I gotta wrap this up, guys, because I did tell Hebot I was done. Pocopo, yeah, brutal doing grocery shopping, so expensive. Yeah, dude, it sucks. I just went shopping the other day, dude. I live in Hawaii, so it's 1,000 times worse for me, bro, where I live. But I can't complain too much, man, because that's how people here vote. People vote. People keep the people. People vote for people here that make things even worse. You know that saying, life is hard, and it's even worse when you're stupid. That's how it is living in this state, as far as the politics is concerned. I deal with businesses, and if they're hurting employees, I too. Yeah, 100% realist. 100%. That's what Phil was trying to say. I don't know, realist, if you saw that interview with Phil and Sarah. Highly recommend everybody go watch it. Ebot says, "What's up, realist?" Oh, crap gamer was a brat. Oh yeah, dude, he was, but he was kind of like on our side. So, and then he flip flopped, man. I'm not gonna lie, dude, I saw that coming. Because I mean, there's only so many times that you could, you see the signs. What up, WM and WMPGH? For a minute, I thought about Zobi today. Damn, he was kind of right. Zobi, man, don't give that guy no shine. I know Zobi knows because Zobi commented was hearting my Twitter. He's putting his little hearts in there, and I know he does it. I'm not saying that he doesn't like my comment, but I know that's him saying like, "Hey, Sega Forever, what's up? How you doing today?" So you know how Zobi is, man. He's the ultimate troll. If a president subsidized food, we'll pay another way. We'll pay another way. Change means nothing. No, well, yeah, you're right about that, dude. But it's more in the policy that they gotta change. But I'll say this, realist, yeah, it's gonna be hard, man, because supply lines are bad, dude. I don't know if you guys kept up for the last several years how all these factories are blowing up. That matters, right? So putting the money back where it belongs will help a long way. Energy would help a long ways. All of that stuff. But you're right. Look, dude, I'm not trying to sell a bag of goods, man. Rainbows and butterflies, dude. I just want to have a reasonable rate, right, on my electric bill, because I'm hardly home, and that thing's increased by 20% for no reason whatsoever. In fact, the way my bill is, they'll show like the usage. My usage has actually gone down. I mean, I'll roll that dice in November, brother. I'll definitely roll that dice. I see what the other candidate is saying about all this stuff, like about trying to bring down, like she's gonna go in there and fix food prices, dude. Yeah, so in that sense, yes. All that'll do is make it go higher. Like how their brilliant plan to have people, um, instead of lowering taxes and stuff like that. Um, and there's only so much they can do on the federal level, which is good. Right? A lot of you also got to have the local and state. So a lot of people are moving to certain states, right? So they have this grand idea of giving people a $25,000 subsidy, right? Basically a tax break, right? So that they could go buy a new home. And I'm sitting there going, yeah, all they'll do is raise the prices. Because in the market, so say people take the $25,000 and then now they can combine it with whatever money they have to. So you're not going to help the people that you think you're helping, right? Because they won't have any money, right? Because they don't have any money anyway. All you're going to do is have the people that 25,000 will help, right? That people that probably have a couple $100,000 saved, and then they'll use the 25 for the down payment and get the better interest rate, right? But all that'll do for the people that can't afford houses is make it even harder because the prices of everything will go up. When people start buying, it goes up. Everything goes up, right? So that's why I think later on, like today, they came up with this zero down payment plan. Because that's how stupid these guys are. Because, they'll say something like this, then even an economist, whether on the right or the left, will come and then just totally lambast their plan and let them know what would happen if they did that. And they're like, oh my gosh, that was stupid. Oh, what if we just take away no interest? Right? Which will just make these guys are stupid, man. These guys are dumb. Anyway, I'm going off on a rant and I need to get out of here. World's most powerful historian, in case you didn't know. Realist. Hey man, realist is shouting you out, Hiba. Yeah, let me wrap this up, guys, because dude, I ran way over. Again, I'll try and do a podcast this weekend where everybody can come in and then we can have a more in-depth discussion. Right. But at the end of the day, guys, look, do what you need to do. If this stuff bothers you, man, make your choice, man. I'm fine, dude. And then I'll tell you in closing, man, this is what I say, right? You guys know I'm a big Disney Marvel guy, I'm a big Star Wars guy. So I bought, I was into the Disney Star Wars. But then Disney kept on messing stuff up. Marvel kept on messing stuff up, right? Still love the characters, man. Still love the comics, man. Still love the brand. But at the end of the day, dude, I just have to step away, right? Because they wasn't giving me what I wanted. So a lot of you guys who I follow on social media, I know you guys are hardcore Xbox guys, and this is just a step too far for you guys, right? And there's people making valid points, man, and I'm not just dismissing any of that, dude. I understand 100%, dude. Like, I mean, and if you're gonna stay in the ecosystem, say like you just kind of in your feelings, and later on you come back and like, okay, well, I can't step out of the ecosystem, dude. I have almost 1,000 games, right? I still look Game Pass. There's a couple announcements. Now that I had a couple days to let it simmer down, I saw a couple announcements was being made. They got even more stuff coming to Game Pass, dude. We're getting more deals. I don't really want to pay $70 on another console. I don't want to go to another console to rebuild my ecosystem over there. All of this stuff starts to set in, but you're still bothered by it. Then just do logical stuff, man. Like with me, for me, dude, I looked at what I wanted to subscription services I wanted to keep. Netflix was one, Game Pass was the other, and then I just cut everything else, right? Because the cost was building up. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I had to make a kind of a cost-effective decision, and then I also what best works for me. Right. So then now there's this show I watch on Netflix, of course, Arthal Chronicles, man. It's really good. It's a good K-drama. And I watched that and I loved it. But the problem was this came out in 2019 and the second season didn't come out. Then I found out that it wasn't coming out. And then Disney came in and they bought the rights to it, to the second season. So now I'm kind of stuck. It's not going to be on Netflix. If I want to watch the second season, I'm going to have to get Disney Plus. So what I can do is just wait for like I think all those shows are available now. If not, I'll wait for all of them to be available, and then I'll just look at other stuff Disney Plus might have, buy a month, and just power watch a bunch of stuff. and then unsubscribe. Right. So in the interim, man, when you're making these choices, if it bothers you that much, or you feel you're not getting your money's worth, whatever the reason, dude, you can just step away. Just step away from Xbox, dude. Maybe what I would do in your situation is I'll step away from Xbox if it bothers me that much, and then I'll just play my backlog of games because I have that many games. I could just play my backlog of video games to catch up. In fact, I should do that. Maybe I might do that actually. Now that I think about it, maybe I'll skip a couple months of Game Pass. Just keep my daughters because she plays it nonstop. I don't, and then step away for a little bit, catch up with my backlog, and then come back in. There's other options, man. You don't have to always go with the nuclear option, which is rich. I know that's hypocrite. Rich coming from me because I talk about nuclear option a lot. But I'm just saying, there's choices that you can make, choices to be made that can make your gaming life a little bit smoother. Google poll. I'm done. I'm so mad. I can't take it anymore. Penguin blue waving tear. Thanks for the show. Yeah. All right, Gogo, man. Thanks for being here, brother. I'll try and do one this weekend. I'll shoot you a link if we do. I just need Xbox. The realist says I just need Xbox to make my game purchases available on PC. They want me on PC, so I don't mind. Yeah, I think they might. I think actually the realist. I think they're weighing all that right now. But I don't think they'll do that anytime soon, if I'm being honest. Because they got so much stuff to juggle with console, PC, mobile. The cloud thing, man. I've been playing the cloud, man. The cloud's gotten better. I've been enjoying it. So I thought you meant Weepa. Oh, what is that? Weepa. Who are you talking to? Well, anyway, guys. Yeah. So sorry, a little bit of a longer rant than I wanted to go. But yeah. So thank you guys for the chat for being here. Realist man, thanks for coming in at the end. I'll do a podcast. I'll just shoot you the link. If I do a podcast, I'll just shoot you the link. You can pop in when you can. Hebot brother, thank you for being here. Love your video, bro. Love your video, man. Well done. Gogo, thank you for being here as well. We had Daniel Berry, man. Thanks for being here, brother. Appreciate it. And Cygnus, man, thanks for stopping in. I do disagree with you on some of your stuff, right? And but it is what it is. So, man, appreciate it, man, my brother. As always, great to have you on there on the comment section. And I know our boy, where is he, dude? I got it, Mr. Kima. Thank you, man. Thank you for bringing the pain this on social media, man. I saw what you're doing, and rightfully so, man. Speak your truth. And of course, not last but not least, man, ANW Prime, our brother, man. Thank you for dropping in the comment section, dude. I'll shoot you a message separately, dude, so we can talk. But man, just remember, man, I love you, man. God bless you, and don't worry. But if you have to reach out, reach out. All right, my brother. All right, guys. Xbox Online channel, host second for we out.